Hello everybody, welcome to Sunless Skies. This game has just been released. It's the follow-up to Failbetter Games, Sunless Seas, and that in itself was a beautiful spiritual successor to Fallen London. So let's kick it off, shall we? Hello, thank you for joining. Let's check things out. We already have a blue Castro. Hello, Castro. Could you just tell me how the levels are in terms of my voice and the game? Because it sounds really quite loud to me. I'm just adjusting the headphones so I can hear myself think. I have a little widget down here, otherwise known as my phone on a holder, so I can follow chat, because I've given my wife the laptop so that she doesn't have to spend the evening computerless. I'm quite loud in comparison. I'm quite okay with that, actually. How's about that? Is that better? Really enjoying the music, actually. I have played this for about 5 minutes beforehand. But this is effectively going to be a completely blind run. I do not know what to expect, although I know the writing will be absolutely stellar. It's one of the reasons I really love this series. And despite having kickstarted it, I have not played very much of it because I really wanted to stream this. Blind music could be a bit louder. Okay. It's a really gorgeous sort of piano piece. It's lovely. It's almost reminiscent of Einaudi. It's really chilled out. I was just listening to it on the AFK screen, thinking, do I really need to start the game? Yeah, probably need to start the game. So this is a charity stream. This is not me providing any money to the charity Special Effects, which assists gamers with disabilities to get their game on, like we know we all love to do. This is actually Failbetter is donating up to £10,000 of their own money for every minute of this wonderful game, which is streamed between 6 o'clock tonight and 6 o'clock tomorrow night. So hopefully I'm going to get a few hours done now, and possibly if I can squeeze an hour into my lunch break tomorrow as well, that would be really awesome. Blue Castro says perfect. I trust Castro. Flinging around big words like perfect, that's a big promise. Here we go, we're going to go diving in. Alrighty. You'll like this. Okay, first choice. Am I brave enough to begin a legacy campaign, or am I going to have a merciful campaign? Well, as a seasoned gamer, I'm going to wimp out and go with a merciful campaign because whoa, hello. Okay, difficulty, aiming assistance. Gentle aiming. Okay, give me some gentle aiming, just so that I can ease myself into it. Enemy projectiles move at the default speed. That seems fair. I've got gentle aiming assistance, they should probably have decent projectiles. Supply consumption. Thrifty. Provident. For finding it hard to survive. This should help. Okay, so it's essentially, if you do not know the history of Fallen London or Sunless Sea, I probably don't actually want to spoil it too much. I think any kind of pithy 2-sentence thing that I could come out with is probably not going to do it justice, but it's kind of a dark, steampunky survival game set in the darker corners of the heavens. So that gives you a small idea what to expect. Who are you in the dark? Discovering a new port for the first time will reduce your terror. So that's a thing. Log of Her Majesty's locomotive, the Orphean, March 14, 1905. Our expedition to the domains of the dead has been eventful. The Orphean is damaged and in grievous need of repairs and supplies. We are returning, in haste, to the Reach, where I hope to make port at New Winchester. May God be with us, for 1,000 deaths wait in the sky. Captain Amelia Whitlock. She seems to have been under absolutely under no illusions as to what awaited her out here. Okay. Forward, backward, turn left, turn right. Okay, so immediately we have like a little asteroids-like effect there, where we preserve some of our momentum. Oof. Okay, and it is harder to go backwards. It is harder to go backwards than it is to go forwards. So forwards we've got a lot of thrust, but to turn that around takes quite a lot of thrust. So that's the thing. Castro, that thing yes, it is supposed to be there. Yeah. That's the name of the charity that we're streaming this evening. And my phone keeps turning itself off, so that's helpful. I wonder how I can see myself on this phone. No, can't seem to. Was hoping I'd be able to watch myself live. There we go. Got it now. Coolio. And now it's showing an advert, so that's fine. Okay. Okay, so left and right seem to be working fine. Castro, did you see an advert as you began watching the stream? We can dodge left and we can dodge right, but we can't do both in quick succession. Okay. March 17, 1905. Your journey back from the Blue Kingdom was tumultuous. No, I missed it. Please give me more time. I do need more time to read these things. There was an advert. Okay. That's cool. As first officer, the crew look to you. The nearest station is New Winchester. Can you get the Orphean there safely? Certainly try. Hello. Scavenge. Much to the relief of your stokers, you find a barrel of fuel among the detritus. Very cool. That's helpful. A wreck drifts here, March 18th. Less fortunate even than you. We should scavenge her for repairs, a crewman suggests. Okay, so we've begun a dialogue. The wreck of the Ozymandias. The wreck hangs in the sky, pocked with recent gunfire. You and the boarding party don your sky suits, garments of waxed canvas lined with felt to protect against the cold of the sky. Two of the crew are whispering as they dress. What business did Captain Whitlock have in the Blue Kingdom anyway? Why the devil did we trespass on the districts of the dead? You silence him. Now's not the time. Let's leap across to the wreck. The gap between the two engines isn't wide, but the endless fathoms of heaven gape beneath it. It's not something you want to... It's not a jump you want to fail, that one. Leading the way. You jump. Your stomach lurches with vertigo as the stars blaze above you and below. The air of the heavens is thin and torn by unpredictable winds. Then your boots hit the running board of the Ozymandias and your leather-gloved hands fumble for a hold. One of your companions throws you a line. Good man there. And you lash the two engines together. Only then do the rest of your boarding party follow you. One of them forces open an exterior hatch and you clamber inside. Her interior is cold, unlit, and whistles with wind. Your party's lamps spread buttery light over the narrow, panelled passages. You make your way toward the hold, stepping over bodies crumpled in the corridor. Unfortunately, your way is blocked. A bulkhead has been mangled inward by a well-aimed barrage. Read your bedtime story. Well, tomorrow night we're going to be doing something else. I do like reading to the boys. Actually, reading to the boys. I'm reading some sort of slightly more grown-up fantasy literature to elder boy at the moment, and he's really enjoying it. It's the highlight of my day. So we can clear the obstruction away. This will test your iron skill. Iron is the skill of confronting and overcoming. Or we can lead the party on a more precarious path. So do we grab a length of pipe, or do we go back outside and try some crazy climbing around on the hull? What do we reckon, Castro? What should we do? What shall we do? Clear the obstruction or the precarious path? So I'm guessing this means your iron gives you a 75% chance of success. So what's the 3? So on a 3 up, that's 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 6. So that's 4 out of 6. So that's a 66% chance. So where does the 75 come from? It's a bit crazy. Precarious, obviously. Okay. This goes badly. I'm going to remember this. Go back out onto the hull, climb past the blockage and enter through it, and do so carefully. Well, Veils is the skill of deceiving and evading. Let's do it. We succeed. A memory. The rest of the boarding party follow you without enthusiasm. You recall the first time you climbed outside an engine, helping the captain fix a leak in an exterior pipe. The wind had shrieked, buffeting at you. You asked the captain what would happen if you slipped. You fall, she answered tersely. But where to, you asked. She looked down, and then up, and then back. The sky's depths spiralled all about you. Away, she said, and you heard her fear. Back in the present, you tumble back into the Ozymandias through a shattered window. Your party spills in after you, glad to be back inside. You're not kidding. You've reached the Ozymandias hold, a ruin of smashed cargo and spilled supplies. Hopefully somewhere amidst the detritus you can find parts to repair the Orpheum and restock your stores. Let's conduct a thorough search. Okay, so something happened over here. So it looks like the hull. I'm just going to lift this up so I can hear myself. It's a little bit strange not being able to hear my voice through these cans. Oh god, cans. Okay, so the hull is now looking much healthier. We have 7 out of 12 in the hold. 7 out of 12 things in the hold. And 8 out of 10 peoples, probably. So we gained 4 supplies and we gained 15 hull. Okay, that's not too bad. I'll take that. The Ozymandias emits a long, juddering creak. Your boarding party exchange nervous glances. From the chaos of its hold, you've retrieved repairs and supplies and discovered some useful equipment. A gun that could be mounted on your locomotive, and an educated bat. Alrighty. So we can mount the Jerusalem cannon on the Orpheon. You can claim both this and the bat. Okay. Right, so I see no reason really why we shouldn't claim both things to begin with. So let's do that, shall we? Sorry, I know that what I did was I ran the game and had a look at all the various things and pop-ups and maps and various things that the UI pops up as you play. And I tried to find a safe space for the chat window and for myself. And I nearly took the decision not to use cam at all, but I figured that kind of down here is like the safest place. But yeah, if I'm ever reading something and I haven't scrolled properly, sound off, and I'll see if I can fix that for you guys. So let's mount the Jerusalem cannon on the Orpheon. You now have one Cottrell and Hadasage, Jerusalem. It fires single shells to a good range, more or less accurately. You order 2 of your party to get it back to the vessel and fit it immediately. The Ozymandias groans again. I don't think we're going to be on here much longer. So, let's liberate a diffident bat. Locomotives use scouts like bats to locate things of interest. Eyes in the sky. The bat treats its rescue as an inconvenience and immediately begins haggling over pay. You offer to put it back in its damn cage and leave it on the Ozymandias, at which point it becomes more polite. You doubt it will last. Okay. So, shall we press on to the engine room or get back to safety? We might find more fuel, but the Ozymandias is also beginning to tear itself apart. We will abandon anything that we haven't yet claimed. Well, we have claimed everything, so I suppose we either take a risk or we return to the Orpheon. What do we reckon, chat? What's going to be best, do we think? I would like to go back to my ship now, please. It is too dangerous to stay. Take a risk. Right. Okay, we're going to rename this stream How to Die as soon as possible. Let's press on. The wreck of the Ozymandias screeches as its metal buckles and tears. You press on through the shuddering corridors, searching frantically for the engine room. We can either send a smaller party ahead to retrieve the fuel. Foolish for you all to go. Send your quickest and lightest to retrieve the fuel. Won't be very quick or very light with fuel yeah, your hearts give you a 49% chance. Yeah, that's a lot less healthy. The dice were green before. Now they're orange. So I think we've entered an elevated state of risk. We have a 50-50 chance. I am not sending other people ahead where I wouldn't want to go myself, so I will go myself. The rest of the crew can return to the vessel. Flight. The engine room is grey with spilled ash and littered with corpses. Little has survived the Ozymandias ruin. You search fruitlessly for coal, but linger too long. As the wreck is racked with final violent tremors, you race back to the Orpheon. With a dying groan, the Ozymandias splits in two, sending shards of splintered plating spinning into the sky. Several of them bite into the Orpheon, mauling its hull. Stoking the engines, you steam away from the collapsing wreck. You are restocked at least, and rearmed. Alrighty. Press F to send out your scout. I think we should do as the tutorial tells us. Really, let's give it a go. F. Wow, he's quick. Your scout returns. It has found something. Okay. So we have advice for captains over here. Your scout has discovered something. To see what it is, open your chart. The compass icon in the toolbar. It's over there. Can't click on it at the moment. Okay, hide that advice because we've seen it. But we have been summoned by the captain. And as the XO, it is our duty to respond. The walls of the captain's cabin are lined with a hodgepodge of curios from across the sky. Good decor in here. Captain Whitlock lies in bed. Black marks cover her skin like a monstrous brand. When she coughs, coils of acrid smoke pour from her lungs. Inquire after the captain's injuries. He doesn't look like he has any good news. Or approach the bedside. The captain opens her eyes as you draw near. She attempts to smile. Her mouth is blistered from the blue fires that dance on her tongue. A hand grips your arm. Her skin is as hot as a kettle. See, I've seen this happen with Sambuca. It's a nasty thing. Got to be careful. Made arrangements. The Orphean will be yours. Her voice is just a rasp of burned meat breath. But promise. No, I'm not going to do that all night. But promise. She breaks off to scream a word in a language that was not made for human mouths. When she resumes speaking English, she is weaker. Her request little more than a gasp. Promise me one last service. Promise. Okay, so we have 4 options here. We can promise. Whatever it is, we will see it done. She is the captain. This is her last command. We can make no promise at all. Tell her to rest instead. That seems a little bit... There's a chain of command for a reason. We can pull away. She might be contagious. Or demand to know why she took the Orphean to the Blue Kingdom. It was folly to visit one of the lands of the dead. Well, she is the captain. I'm sure she had a good reason. I'm sure she's not going to be terribly happy. She's not going to be terribly happy if I start second guessing her now. I mean, she's not dead yet. She's the captain. She sinks back, relieved. All in my will, she gasped. Be a better... She breaks off as the sigils burned into her bones flare, glowing cherry red through her flesh and skin. A better captain than I. The effort exhausts her. She sinks back into the scorched pillows and a twisting, frantic fever. Let's get a groove on. You leave the cabin and the scorched stink of its air behind and return to the bridge. New Winchester is further than you'd like and the captain hasn't long left. Take this guy out. Oof. Oh, I walked right into that one. Okay. So I think we just had a bit of a kerfuffle. I'll grab this, whatever it is. The rich marauder is defeated. You approach the buckled wreckage, poised to plunder the plunderers. Behind you, someone is humming a song of victory. So we can either raid the remains or strip it for repairs. Scavenge the marauders' plating and components to repair the damaged Orpheum. Well, the ship and its crew come first, I'm afraid. I'm sure there'll be loot aplenty elsewhere in the sky. Don't promise it'll be something daft. Sorry, Catherine, I'm just catching up with chat now. She was a casserole of nonsense. Yeah, afraid so. Let's strip it for repairs and see the ship fight another day. Your engineers scour the remains of the Marauder for intact parts. Even before its defeat, it was rusting and rickety, its plating a patchwork of reclaimed steel and repurposed bronzewood. Nice. But enough can be salvaged to repair some of the damage to your own locomotive. You've gained 5 hull. You total 19, so we lost 6. We're on 15, we're up to 30. If we've just gained 5, we took 10, taking a risk earlier, and so we must have taken 6 in that battle. It's not too bad. Okay, so our terror is not terribly high. Let's find out what the scout found with the chart tab. Okay, so we found Bancroft's Forum. No, what do we find? Is it this? Your scout has discovered something. So that's the Blue Kingdom transit relay that we just left. And then we sauntered around here, encountered the Aussie somewhere up here. And we're currently down here near Bancroft's Forum. I wonder if Bancroft's Forum is a place we can go. Not sure this is a place we can dock at. Gabriel's Archive. See, the art style in this is absolutely spectacular. You very rarely see sort of parallax used top down. It's almost always used in side-scrolling games. So this does look particularly fine. Hello. What are you? Oh, that was lucky. I have no idea what that was. I shot first, and now I can ask questions. The Cantankereye. Placated. That's one word for it. The Cantankereye are lumbering, half fossilised isopods that will attack anything they disapprove of. Given that they're very ancient and murderously grumpy, that means almost everything. The largest chunk of the Cantankereye still lives. They can be slow to die. Stubbornness, perhaps, or the sluggish journey of signals along their calcified nerves. Okay, so we can't butcher the thing, because obviously that is a skill or an ability that we lack currently. This will not nourish you, but it will delay starvation. Okay, you unlock this by not having any butchery. Fine. Leave the beast untouched. Prize precious stones from its carapace. Clusters of jasma, tourmaline or agate can be found embedded in the calcified plates, although that gives us an extremely low chance of success. Yeah, so the dice colour is even angrier. Okay. Listen to its last complaint. It spent its life complaining. I suppose we can listen to one more. Its parting grumble is bitter and mournful. Your crew share tales of the Cantankeride to distract them from the noise. I think we can do that. The Swan Song. The Cantankeride grumbles, a sound like grinding millstones. They hate new things, one of your crew suggests. That's why they attack engines. A grizzled stoker snorts. Everything's new to them. Their world died before ours was even born. 50 experience and a sky story. Let's have a look over here. So in the hold. Bohemia. Okay. Okay, minimum safe crew complement is 6. It is reckless to crew with fewer than 6. Okay, that's fine. Its opinion is clear. It go out there in this weather? Thank you, but no. Banging. Okay, so that's the inventory. Presumably we'll grab some cooler stuff for that a little bit later. We seem to have 10 in everything, which is fine. We have some events. And we have some peculiarities. Let's expand those. Actually, let's not. Say we did. Right, so let's state journal. The Orpheum. Okay, so that's fine. It's probably where our quests are likely to be located. We currently have no officers, it would seem. Though maybe the bat could double as a mascot. I don't know, I'd have to ask. I'm tempted to go back for that. It's a station, and we can probably repair there. Then we have options and tutorial. Okay, cool. Full steam, I think. Let's make all speed for that station. How are we enjoying so far? I know it's a little bit slow and steady, but the it's just, as with Sunless Sea, the atmosphere of the game is absolutely palpable. Appoint officers while in port. What are you up to? Yep. Oh, that was lazy. I keep on trying to press the spacebar to attack, and it doesn't attack. I need to click the mouse. So, yeah, I need to work on that. Gonna strip it for repairs again, I'm afraid. Yep. Gained 5 hull. Okay, so those guys respawn. So that's fun. Okay. Let me just see what I can do about the controls. Primary engagement. What does the spacebar do currently? Nothing. Cure. There we go. Fine. Perfect. Yeah, that makes me panic a lot less. Okay, so this is a station. The taste of smog and the sound of iron on iron. We are home. Looks like they have a. Alrighty. Loading bay is open. And we are docked. Okay, so that's a little bit more captain advice. Right, new Winchester. Look at that, that's badass. You coast into the bustle, the din, the soot and the steam of Wolvesey Station. It is clogged with other engines, scrappy mining locomotives from Lustrum Way, weathered explorers gleaming with frost, sleek company vessels with bright brass fittings. No sooner have you pulled into the sidings than a brusque station master bustles over. He requests to come aboard. "I must speak with your captain," he insists, brandishing a ledger. "The usual formalities?" Let us look to the Orphean's doctor who has just appeared at my shoulder. That's a skill that's always worrying. His face is solemn. His hat is in his hands. Oh hell, he lowers his eyes. The crew exchange bleak, wordless looks. The Orphean itself feels suddenly more empty. The station master looks confused. You inform him that unfortunately Captain Whitlock has just passed. "Ah," he says, neutrally. "Sorry to hear that. Very sad, very sad." He waits for what he considers an appropriate minute and a half before continuing. "Alas, even amidst tragedy, the cogs of bureaucracy must turn. If Captain Whitlock is deceased, the station authority require their answers from the first officer." He dons a set of spectacles and locates his pen. "It will be relatively painless. Name, background, purpose of visit, etc. Shall we begin?" Let's begin. Okay, this is really cool. Oh wow, there's so many. Okay, I can't possibly make this decision in a goodly amount of time, so it's probably going to be up to chat to help me out. Right. Today London lies between the stars. Her new empire unfolds across the heavens. But 10 years ago, this is a very severe Brexit, but 10 years ago, before the Northern Gate was opened, before the renewed Empress led her people into the skies, it lay in a vast cavern far beneath the earth. Deep, dark, marvellous. Who were you then? Who were we then? Let's have a look. A street urchin. No parents, no laws, no masters. But also no roof over your head, no money, and often no dinner. Freedom comes at a price. You begin with high veils. A soldier. Yours was not to reason why, yours was but to do and die. You begin with high iron. A poet. The pen, the ink, the blank, monstrous page. Somebody understands writer's block. You will begin with high hearts, the skill of convincing and enduring. Any ideas yet, chat? Because I got nothing. Or the academic, sorry, missed it. A student of the sciences, the arts, of philosophy. You begin with high mirrors, the skill of investigating and deducing. And then we have a priest, a Zailer, Zailing the Untersea, a ministry auditor, a revolutionary. Okay, so again we have hearts, iron, mirrors, veils. A priest, hymns and hymnals, Sundays and sermons. You roved the mournful, merciless waters of the Untersea as a Zailer. A ministry auditor. For a time you served at the Ministry of Public Decency, which has become Her Majesty's preferred instrument. And then a revolutionary. The world is broken. One way for the rich, another for the poor. You decided to do something about it. Liking poet so far, Castro? Nice. Let's do it. High hearts. Convincing and enduring. You were a poet. Poetry was popular in old London. Some poets sought fame, others art. Some simply enjoyed bohemian company. 3 preeminent artistic movements have come to prominence. The fist. The Celestials. In old London they wrote nostalgically of the surface and the sun. Now they write of the stars and the treasures of heaven. Increase your mirrors. So hang on, we were a poet, and a poet gives us hearts, doesn't it? Yeah. So the Nocturnals, a radical, outlawed school of poetry that delights in freedoms found in the dark. Increase your veils. The skill of deceiving and evading. And affiliates you with Bohemia. So I think we're going to be affiliated with Bohemia no matter what we do, so that's fine. And then the Sovereign School, a new tradition born in the Empress Court. Their works are patriotic, bombastic, and occupied with the iconography of time, clocks and seasons and sand and so forth. Okay, Celestials, Nocturnals, or the Sovereign School. Nocturnals, excellent. Let's have it. Okay, choose an ambition. What does winning mean to you? Wealth, fame, or the truth? I don't know why I did wealth there. Probably a bit of cool whip. You want a comfortable retirement, and by comfortable you mean extravagant. Many have made their fortunes out among the stars, many more have failed, broken and lost in the drifting night. Will you be different? To win, gather a substantial retirement fund, acquire lodgings at a hub port, and retire. Fame! You will immortalise your exploits in the song of the sky. For centuries, people have launched themselves into the unknown in the hope of making a name for themselves. You're sure you'll succeed. After all, you never heard of anyone who didn't. Gather stories of your exploits. No Brexit poetry here. Gather stories of your exploits and write about them in New Winchester. The truth is out there. Even the stars have secrets, but they won't keep them from you. A message from an old friend begins an unwise quest to learn a secret that the stars hide. What drives you? Curiosity? Justice? Insolence? Whatever it is, it will be tested. Be warned, this is a demanding ambition, best played by a lineage that has already completed wealth or fame. Oh, okay, so let's choose a wealth or fame, shall we? What do we reckon, chat? What do we think? Fame, I think so. Okay, so appearance. I'm going to try and do this quickly. Okay, so the hair doesn't really matter if you've got a hat on, which is fair. No hat, there we go. No hat. Wow. You can change your brows. Yeah, I shaved the other day. I shouldn't have done. I was not aware I would be streaming quite so soon. And then I saw the tweet from Failbetter that said, "We are donating tons of money to Special Effect." And I thought, that's a damn fine cause. I can help them out with that. Woo. Okay, so you can wear a duvet. Strongly thinking about that. I mean, the sky is an unfriendly place. Oh, that's slightly more refined. I like outfit 9. That looks a little bit more official. There's the duvet again. Okay, I think it's between outfit 1 and outfit 9. You see, I like the bars. That makes me look captainy. But I also like... It's a nice little neckline there. Let's be captainy for a while. Yeah. Oh wow, there are lots of these. Comrade. Catch you at a bad time, Dovrish. Probably the bit. Well, that's a bit excessive. Specialist. Well, I'm a poet, so. Captain, I think. Captain Ahern. Do we want to be Captain Ahern? I think of a. Castro likes the bars too. Well, that's how you know you've made a good choice. Captain. Winterflood. Continue. Whoa, so that gave us a huge chunk of hearts. Okay. And roughly half of that in Vales? This looks good. Let's go for it. Let us spend no more time in the character generation screen. The reading of the will. Your hull is a little worse for wear. Okay. So we can do officer stuff. We will do that when we are out of the dialogue stuff. 3 weeks have passed. This morning, Captain Whitlock received a simple memorial service. A body was consigned to a necropolis train, bound for the serene mausoleum. Now you sit with a handful of her relatives in the threadbare offices of her solicitors. A methodical notary is reading the will. The captain was wealthy once, but squandered her capital on mysterious expenses before her expedition to the Blue Kingdom. The captain's relatives, from whom she was mostly estranged, are clearly wondering why you are here. It's polite. She was my captain. Doy. True to her word. In a final codicil, the notary announces, Captain Whitlock confirmed that possession of the Orphean was to pass to its first officer. He peers at you with dry grey eyes. This includes a certain black box contained in the Orphean's hold. Captain Whitlock's final request was that, at a time of your choosing, you transport said box to an address in London. He hands you an address card, and deposit it there. You are not to look inside. She gave no explanation. And that's it. You're the captain now. The Orphean is yours. Whitlock's legacy. You can investigate the black box at New Winchester. You could take it to London as requested, or you could sell it and be done. Okay, we have 100 sovereigns. That doesn't sound like a lot. And you have been bequeathed a large black box which once belonged to the captain. Onwards. Wolvesey Station. Wow, lots to do. Okay. The clamouring central station of New Winchester. A place of steam and smut and thundering iron. Here you can find people willing to pay for a skilled captain's service. A scrubbed clerk begs a moment of your time. We could explore the city. We could recruit the incautious driver. We have an opportunity, the fastidious inspector. We could investigate the black box. A casket of black basalt, longer than I am tall, unadorned, with a single small recess that contains a keyhole. Yeah, there's a body in there. Follow your ambition, the song of the sky. The song of the sky looms in your mind, an unfinished monument. Repair the locomotive, or hire the crew. Alrighty, let's get some repairs done. Fully repair your hull. Now we are 15 hull points down. It costs 3 sovereigns per point of hull you've lost. Ouch. Okay. Right. Repair 10 hull for 30 sovereigns. Go elsewhere. Let us fully repair the hull. It is the beginning of the game, as the mechanics take pride in their work. Your newly returned engine is not just fully repaired, it gleams. Hell yeah. Alrighty. So, we can do crew things, officers. Can't do anything there. Okay, so I think what we have to do is we have to use the dialogue system, the story system, to hire on crew. So, the incautious driver. I specialise in test driving, but I'm looking for something quieter. Okay. So we can allow the driver to join your crew. What harm can it do? The driver indicates a crashed engine still smoking. Like that, without the screaming. Iron +6, hearts +2, and affiliation establishment by 1. Officers require a sign-on fee. Alrighty. Brave or fearless? The driver boards, eager to get started. I recently parted ways with the Windward Company, they explain. Personally, I think a crash a week isn't so bad. They disagreed. Oh well, live and learn. Alrighty. Bingo. What does that do? Rumours not intended for your ears suggest the driver is running an illicit poker game in the hold. Yeah, I'm not gambling with that guy. Nuh-uh. Alright. Cool. So, we have a variety of other things to do. I think what we're going to do. How do I go back into New Winchester? I did not exactly want to quit there. How do I get back in? There we go. Okay, so we're going to take a very quick break, and then I'll be back in about 5 minutes, and we will continue to explore the Sunless Skies. See you shortly. Alrighty, welcome back. Thank you for staying. Alrighty, what are we doing? I'm staring at OBS like a loon. Let's get back into the game, it's probably helpful. Right. A scrubbed clerk begs a moment of your time. I represent Halliges, the banking house. I promise this will only take a moment of your unquestionably valuable time. He produces a folded contract with a flourish. We hear promising things about you, Captain. Very promising indeed. It's only been 3 weeks. I can't have been that promising in that time. We would like to extend our services. We provide a secure solution for the storage of your assets, absolute discretion, and steadfastness unto death and beyond. We require only a signature. Sign your name. The offer is entirely complimentary, I assure you. At Halliges, we measure ourselves by the quality of our clientele. This will unlock a bank vault, allowing you to store and withdraw items at any hub port. Okay. Well, I think the game probably couldn't. It probably has to tell me if it's going to cost me something, so I will sign my name away. There, it's done. I'm certain this represents the beginning of a long and warm relationship between ourselves and your lineage. May it endure. I bid you good day, Captain. Okay, you may access your bank in the central port of any region. Alrighty. If your captain dies, the contents will be inherited. Fine. Okay, that's good. An opportunity, the fastidious inspector. Sorry, I'm drinking a ton this evening because the effect of all the talking. What accent is that? Well, I don't know. That last one was vaguely in the direction of Liverpool. The previous one, lots of things from up north. I think it's, don't know, probably in somewhere toward Yorkshire way. I don't know. Excuse me, Captain. A woman pushes through the crowds towards you. She is short and square-shouldered, in a neat black suit and polished shoes. She shows you the case of her pocket watch. It's embossed with the crown and hourglass of London's Horological Office, the body responsible for ensuring time is consistent across the empire. I'm hoping to book passage to Port Prosper, she says, slipping the watch away. I can, of course, pay. Pay sounds good, since we just nearly bankrupted ourselves fixing the ship. Ship, the locomotive, the vessel. Thank you. The locomotive I was on broke down following a boiler rupture. Chief engineer's fault, I suspect. A gentleman fonder of brandy than of diligence. Here, an initial sum to seal our bargain. Prosper lies to the east, as the crow flies, up here, of New Winchester. Not that there we go. Not that there is such a thing as north, south, east, or indeed west out here. Instead, London cartographers picked out 4 of the brighter, more reliable stars, visible from the Emperor's New Palace, and named them north, east, south, and west. Londoners value familiarity. Yes, we do. Okay, Audible need to snap you up. This is golden. Oh, come on. It's yeah. I've been trying to practice with all the various different. I needed an accent for the fantasy book that I'm reading to my eldest at the moment, and for some reason, some kind of northern thing just stuck, and I just needed to use it, and now I'm stuck with it because it's a major character, and I just can't change it now because it'll get all cross. But don't ask me where in the British Isles that one's from. North of here, basically. The fastidious inspector, you are transporting, said fastidious inspector, to Port Prosper. Port Prosper sounds cool. It sounds wealthy. You've gained 50 sovereigns. That's enormous. The fastidious inspector has joined your engine. Okay, well, I think we should definitely do that first, because it's kind of the first questy-like thing that they've shown us. Don't need to do that right now. Don't need to do that right now. I think that will probably happen when we have something to sing about. We could explore the city. Oh, lovely. The smoggy, clanking, singing, stamping, thronging, frantic heart of the Reach. Okay, so this is a big deal. The ever-expanding port of soot-smudged glass and bright steel, spilling across a drifting, mist-wrapped archipelago. Its factories thunder, its engine sheds ring with hammers and hiss with steam. Locomotives chug into sidings for repair, or flare across the sky and away, into the high wilderness. Unlock this when we do not have a trading opportunity. So here's a trading opportunity. Successful Skyfarers fund their expeditions by dabbling in trade. Inquire whether there are any good trading opportunities available. Fine. On the Petal Trail. A porter at the station advises you to visit the nearby pub. Need no advice to visit a pub. The Promise of Days, and talk to the seasoned captains there. They keep their ears to the ground. They'll know about an opportunity or two. So visiting the Promise of Days is now one of the options when exploring the city. Did I click that last time and it shut the whole thing down? Okay, so let's just continue. Let's visit the Promise of Days. Okay. Old pistons gleam on the walls. The shelves are crowded with mementos from across the sky. The clientele raise their voices to be heard above the comforting clamour of the adjacent engine yards. You may find helpful advice here. Introduce yourself to seasoned captains. They have yet to make their acquaintance, or go elsewhere. I think we should probably be acquainted before we start asking for trading tips. That's fair. Instructions. 4 are gathered at their usual table. The masked citizen, a libertine, polymath and pioneer of the neo-nocturnal artistic school. I like him already. The bedeviled didact, a scholar haunted by his discoveries. The plucky baroness, explorer, collector, philatelist. And Spatchcocker Meg, who hunts monsters, then spatchcocks them. Because why wouldn't you? Of course. Everything out here is jolly dangerous, says the Baroness. Few risk the skies, so news of distant ports is valuable. Collect port reports from the places you visit and deliver them to Victory Hall or Company House. The more you turn in at once, the more they'll pay. Look for other opportunities on the way, advises the masked citizen. Passengers who want transport, rich men in need of bloody work, etc. Let's ask them how to make some money. Between them they've carried Navaratine, we'll just run with it, gemstones from Eleutheria, souls to the Blue Kingdom, and raw hours to London. Have they tips? Ah, the didact says, fiddling with his innumerable talismans. An essential topic. Meg slides you a stool. unspatchcocked hopefully, and the captains shuffle around to make room. The masked citizen buys you a drink of their own invention. It is violet and foggy. The plucky Baroness gives you a brisk, encouraging grin. Ask away. Okay. What do we want to do? Good grief, there's so much of this, we need to get going. Okay, I think what we're going to do, let's be done with the dialoguing for a while. Because while I'm sat in the pub having my ears bent and my stomach destroyed by foggy violet gunge, we have a young lady on board who needs to get to where she's going. So let's do that. So, to the east. So we're here. We've found New Winchester, Bancroft's Forum, Gabriel's Archive, but we do not know very much else about the world. So let's do that. Are all the sounds and levels and things okay for everybody? Do let me know. Did he see me? I think possibly not. I think there was a vessel down there. A lot of wreckage here. I'm loath to lose a lot of my forward momentum. Am I just heading the way I came? Kind of, but then we can turn right. Okay. Sorry, we can come about to starboard. Trappistos, hurry. Trappist, Trappist, Trappist. Isn't there a star called Trappist? Trappist. Levels are fine. Thank you, Castro. Let's have a look. New Winchester's there. Let's go this way. Hello? +1... What was that? Is that fuel? It kind of looked like a barrel, didn't it? Alrighty. Marauders prowl these dim groves in defiance of nearby New Winchester. Well, that's distressing. And me with just the one gun. Not loving that idea. Oh well, I can't say I wasn't warned. Okay. Oh wow. This place is seriously dangerous. It even smells dangerous. Hello. There's a seeking searchlight there. Hello. Oh, look at that. There's a lovely shadow on the locomotive as the light sweeps past. Lovely attention to detail. Keep seeing these weird fungi as well. I mean, if you think about the size of a person and the size of the locomotive, and then you see the size of these, fungi, they're absolutely monstrous. I'm going to try not to indulge my usual fetish of constantly making sure that all parts of the map are explored at all times. I know that does bug people. Lights in the distance. A stoker begins to sing a ballad about the chimneys of New Winchester. Cool. I do love the words cropping up in the world. That's really nice. Definitely haven't been this way. salvage. Supplies +1, I think. Okay. A stopped clock. The fastidious inspector approaches you in the galley. Captain, good day. I noticed your ship's clock had stopped. Perhaps you'd permit me to repair it. She has a little case of tools and a hopeful expression. I'm fine with it. I do prefer things to be right more than twice a day. She gives a grateful flicker of a smile and sets to work. Soon she has the back off the clock and has spread tiny cogs across the galley table. Well, she can't break it more than it was broken already. Obscure horological tools gleam brassily among them. Everything has a place. I appreciate the opportunity to keep myself busy. Staring too long at the stars is harmful to the temperament. You're not wrong. Gets a bit scary out here in the black. The fastidious inspector has a round face, brown eyes, and short, dark hair. She gives the impression of being perpetually busy. What are the duties of an agent of the horological office? We could discuss the Reach. A sunless domain, but impossibly verdant. Gargantuan vines, cathedral-sized bronze woods, and livid fungal archipelagos. Well, I don't want to spend too long chatting, because I do think we need to get this map explored a little bit. But I think we can certainly congratulate you on a job well done. Thank you, she says. A small, embarrassed silence. It's possible the inspector is pleased. It's rather hard to tell. Okie dokie. So. Have a good evening. And to you, Captain. I think I shall make a cup of tea. Solid choice. So where is this? This is a new place. Reekstead. Oh, hello. Are you going to be angry with me? See, I don't want to see. I don't want to look on everyone as an immediate enemy. But I can't shake the. I mean, that loco saw me and just took off. I am very terrifying. But yeah, I'm not sure if that's. Oh, these things are driving me nuts. What are you doing? Are you going to be a problem? Tackety Scout. Okay. Well, we've given her ample opportunity to attack, and she hasn't taken it. So we're here at Reekstead. We can fill in the map a little bit to New Winchester. Watching you. Okay. Wispy condensation trails across the sky. The ghosts of passing trains. Company house. And we can dock. Okay. Fine. We know it's here now. Yes, and we get a thing. But this seems to be... Is that a bridge? My light does go through it. Okay, cool. And there's Victory Hall. Okay, cool. Oh, I can zoom out. Whoa! The seat of the Colonial Assembly, which represents the independent settlers of the region. Banging. Okay. I don't think we have any business there yet, but we do need to get the fastidious inspector to where she needs to go. So let's breeze past New Winchester. I have indulged in checking out the map a little bit too much, so we do need to get a groove on. We also need to buy some fuel. Can we do that at Winchester? Ah. Okay, we need to buy some more fuel. I am very worried that we're going to run out of fuel. Recruit the Fortunate Navigator. It's thoroughly examining your engine's pipework. Well, we have picked up some sovereigns, actually. Offer him a role. You need 100 sovereigns. He costs a lot of money. Okay. Engine yard? She's lovely. Pellinor class trader. Bedivere class escort. Moloch class liner. Alrighty. So yeah, we don't want an engine yard. The market. Fuel! Huzzah! Right. We only have 2 supplies. That's also considerably bad. Oh, we picked up a caddy of dried tea. Okay. That's what that was. Well, yes, let's sell it. Anything else we can jumble of undistinguished souls? Gourd of chorister nectar. Pane of stained glass. Okay, so either I don't have these items or I can't sell them here. So that's fine. We've got fuel, we've got supplies, we've sold some tea. Let's buy 1 more of each. Boom. Where's the money? Money, 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 money. Money, hold. We have, I think, 35 of your spondulix. Okay. Engineering. Okay, we can actually buy another gun. That's interesting. Cramped quarter. Okay. Right. We'll get to all this, I think. Let's go. Let's get a groove on. Let's come past Bancroft's Forum this time. Feeling a little bit of the terror already because I know there's going to be some horrible stuff. Wow. Whoops. Didn't mean that. Not sure what that is or where it's going. Possibly it's that scout again. Yeah, it doesn't seem too interested in us. Okay, this is now uncharted territory. I'm going to take a drink so my voice is going again. Oh dear, I'm glad I don't talk for a living. Just in my spare time. Did I come up this way? I did kind of. What is that? importantly, why is it still there? Okay, well I'm on it, so, and it's not here now, so okay. I think we'll go a little bit further into the black, and then we'll send out the scout again. Marauders patrol. I'm sure they do. Incautious driver. Is that? No, it's slightly different from the one I crashed into. Dock? A homestead. Settlers who live so far beyond the edge of civilization relish the hardships of solitude. They will fiercely defend their small territories, but occasionally welcome company and trade. This homestead is almost hidden beneath a growth of wild, sprouting foliage, as if it were the victim of some fairy tale curse. The flora of the Reach is difficult to tame, and the settlers that dwell here are struggling. You ready? I don't know, flora looks lovely. Havenwood. Ow. Okay, let's have a look. Oh. Contact. Get him on the way past. Forwards is quicker, Jamie. Forwards is quicker. Wallop. Okay, I think we acquitted ourselves quite well there. You approach the buckled wreckage, poised to plunder the plunderers. Behind you, someone is humming a song of victory. I like this song. The crew of the Marauder lie dead in the corridor, killed not by your guns, but knives and small arms fire. The only survivor is the captain, locked in the brig with a bottle of brandy. Chalk eyes stare back from every wall. When he ran out of chalk, he began scraping them in with his fingernails. Little remains of them, but bloodied stumps. "Seen this before, Captain," says a crew member, grasping your arm. "Sky madness. Maudlins can treat it if you can be bothered to take the poor sod." Okay, let's bring him on board. The crew wrap the sky-maddened captain in blankets, then secure them tightly with belts. It takes 4 to transport him safely to your locomotive. He might not be happy restrained, but it should keep him from harm until you get him to Maudlins. Lies to the northeast of New Winchester. We now have a tale of terror. You approach the buckled wreckage. Again. Strip the engine for materials. Gain hull. Hull isn't too bad at the moment. Let's loot the hold. What could it be? A distressingly odoured barrel. No one is keen to get close. You pry the lid off. Dear God. What the blazes? Your navigator pokes the thing inside with a big stick, until assured that it's dead. You now have one uncanny specimen. Yay. That's not good. Now, I believe I saw another one. Fairly sure I saw another marauder, but there is a lighthouse down there as well, which means experience. Hello. Oh, it's Havenwood. Okay. Let's have a look where we are. There's a pair of lips. Not sure why they're there. Let's go this way. We are still kind of east of New Winchester, so it was Port Prosper, I think, wasn't it? Port Prosper that we're heading to. I love that. I love that turn. Just drifting with this thing. One of the cool things that came out of the development and the release of this game was that there is a role-playing game set in this. I was about to say in the boundless heavens, in the Sunless universe. There is a role-playing game set here, and I am quite keen to give that a try. It's good. It obviously has the horror sort of motifs of Cthulhu for those of you that are watching that have played that, but or read the books. But it also it has a touch of irreverence about it. It's quite there's a very dark humour which I think a lot of the Cthulhu role-playing game is lacking. So that might be quite interesting. I like to use humour in my role-playing games because it unlocks a whole load of interesting emotions from your players that you can then tease and toy with. But yeah, it's I think I would really enjoy running that role-playing game. There's a strange dust that I haven't seen before. Oh, it's a thing. Ouch. He's much faster than me. I think I've got him. Ow. He's doing fantastic damage. I know he wiggles to tell me that he's gonna. Oof. Splurge. A cantankerite placated. Placated is the best kind. Disperse the rubble. Fragments could be a menace to passing engines. Clear it out the way as a service. Lose terror. Terror's getting quite high. Look for an uncanny specimen. We have an uncanny specimen. I think we probably do with only one uncanny specimen on board at a time, I think. It didn't do the crew of the Nostromo any good. Let's disperse the rubble. 5%. You gently shunt the larger pieces away. The crew are heartened to be doing something for the general good. Oh, not another one. I'm going, pal. You leave me alone. You leave it alone, pal. Jog on. Aye, just you keep going. Right, where are we? Lipkinsfield. And a wreck. An abandoned hull drifts silently. Gleams with frost. A wreck. The wreck gleams with frost. Its windows are dark, its engines silent. Perhaps something of value lies within. Mourn the dead. 'Tis proper. Signal the wreck. The windows of the crew quarters are occluded with frost. But was that movement you saw? A raving recruit. Your signaller fetches their signal lamp and flashes a patient message into each portside window. You watch and wait. There, hands banging at the glass from within. A wild-eyed face. You dispatch a boarding party. They retrieve a survivor who is eager to sign on. She proves to be a hard worker. However, her reckless laughter and her stories of the horrid, haunting things she saw from her frosty window do not improve morale. What did you come from? Oh, that was a palpable hit, sir. Oh. Keep moving. And try and keep the wreck between us. Okay, this looks like advice I could have done with. Your heat bar is full. This happens when you fire many shots in short succession while you're overheated. You can't use lateral thrust, and if you fire a weapon, you'll take damage. If you wait a few seconds, your heat will return to normal levels. With a groan like a dying whale, your locomotive's hull buckles. Your hull has fallen to zero, and your captain is dead. The hull cracks and the sky pours in. Alrighty. Create your captain. Okay. Choose a facet and grow stronger. Okay, so this is level 2. Fine. Yes, at least my mouth wasn't on fire. That's not bad. Not a bad point you make there. Good point, well made. A scandal, an esteemed predecessor. Well, our iron and our mirrors are a bit sucky at the moment. And we did have an esteemed predecessor. An earlier captain in your lineage is held in high regard. It's unlocked because another captain preceded you. Some of your predecessors' shine rubbed off on you. It opened doors, expensive doors with bright brass knockers and servants to answer them. Where did those doors lead? To the parlours of the privileged? To the halls of academia, where it was determined you should make something of yourself, and who knows, perhaps even follow in the illustrious footsteps of your forebear. Yes. I think we're done here. Okay, we're at Wolvesey. Let us let us pick up the fastidious inspector, because she can pay us. And we are short, we're short of money. Alrighty, let's try this again. Now, the chart is going to be incomplete. Oh, there we go. I don't think we've lost much of the chart. I mean, we've lost what we were doing down here. But I think we can probably pick most of that back up again. Okay, so our first death under our belt. That's nice. Got 3 supplies and 3 fuel. Watch where you're going, old beat. Okay. We are again heading into unknown territory. So yeah, that last fight was interesting. I mean, we weren't in any real danger, I don't think. I think the main problem that we had is we ran into too much heat. We couldn't sink the heat fast enough. And we took a mortal blow while we were too hot and unable to move laterally. I know Marauders prowl these dim probes. You don't need to tell me. Seriously. Okay, so because Havenwood wasn't on our new chart, we've gained the experience for it. Okay. Okay. So we are now still kind of due east of New Winchester. It'd be really nice to know where this port is that we're supposed to be headed to. The inscription on the memorial to the unknown rat is dedicated to those brave ratus faber who gave their lives in the early exodus to heaven. You found and benefited from a wonder. One of the most pleasant and least menacing landmarks of the high wilderness. Wonders immediately lower terror when you draw near them, so long as you haven't visited too recently. Copy that. Okay. Let's see what else we can find out here. Has stopped clock. Okay, so the fastidious inspector again would like to fix the ship's timepiece. Okay. What are the duties of an agent of the Horological Office? A higher calling. She sniffs. It is of fundamental importance that 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in one corner of the Empire occurs at the same time as 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in the opposite corner. How is an empire to function if it can't agree what day it is? Unfortunately, the process is complicated by the fact that time is less reliable than it was. The hours trade has seen to that. Ask about the hours trade. You've heard that the Empress awards her favourites with gifts of years to extend their lives, and you can become rich mining for hours to satisfy London's hunger for them. Oh, hours have more uses than that. We use them to increase the efficiency of work worlds, to speed journeys to distant regions, to resolve overcrowding in prisons. It does make my life more difficult, but when time knots and stretches like wool on the loom, more difficult, but more vital. Her Majesty seized a great trove of them when she assumed the throne of ours, and now even more have been found in the Reach. Miners dig them from the ground. She looks momentarily wistful. I hope someday to retire with a modest pension of years myself, to prolong the better part of my retirement. A coggy conversation. Bid her a good evening. And you, Captain? Make another cup of tea. Alrighty. Loving the unknown rat. Whoa, that's a wall. Looks like another thing. The detritus of yet another skirmish in the Winchester War. A homestead. Settlers who... A solitary settler lives in this modest homestead. She's not much of a conversationalist, but the enticing smells that waft from her kitchen are convincing. I'm hungry. Hospitality is important on the frontier. The settlers invite you to join them for a meal. Your host serves a grim but filling gruel and follows it with a plate of genuinely exceptional custard tarts. Your crew descend upon them like chorister bees upon a rival hive. Boom. Where is this port? Oh, sorry. An abandoned something. Hull drifts silently. It gleams with frost. Okay. A wreck. Perhaps something of value lies within. Well, I don't know. You've got to tell me. Force open the doors to the hold. I've not been rolling dice very well today. Yeah, I don't roll dice very well. Your crew attach cables to the wreck to hold it steady as they pry apart the doors. A sudden gust of wind rocks both vessels, and the young man straining at the pry bar slips. He cries out, his hand mangled on a torn edge of metal. He is likely to lose his fingers. The treasure you retrieve from the hold will be little comfort to him. It's another distressingly odoured barrel. And another uncanny specimen. Poked with stick until dead. We've got some serious atmosphere coming in here. Well, this looks creepy. I might just take a screenshot here just to cover the VOD. This doesn't look good at all. Okay, I think that was a wreck, but it said Lipkinsfield is a place. I think we've missed a port, perhaps. Or have we? No, possibly just at the general area. Ugh, it's Lipkinsfield. Okay. We are still kind of east of New Winchester, but I worry that we're getting a little bit too far for a single quest. What do you reckon, chat? Should we carry on or should we turn back? Tell me. Then I can blame you when it all goes horribly wrong. I love drifting in this thing. Oh, hello. That looks painful. That looks nice and shiny. That looks like a naughty boy. No, not me. Okay, so the Reach Marauder is defeated. Welcome back, Castro. Well, we can raid the safe. Your guns have reduced the door to a smouldering heap, but sovereigns are surprisingly durable. We can explore the captain's cabin. We can recover its weaponry. We're going to take a very quick break and then we're going to work out what we're going to do with this smouldering heap. See you guys in a minute. Okay guys, we are back. Thank you very much for staying with me. Hello, let's dive back into the game. I think this will probably be the third and final hour that I stream this evening. I'm wanting to stream some more tomorrow around lunchtime. And hopefully get this poor lady where she's going. Where is Port Prosper? Okay. So we've just beaten up a marauder, although we don't seem to have taken much hull damage from getting ransacked by that thing with a minigun on its prow. So we can raid the safe. We can explore the captain's cabin with moderate success, or we can recover the weaponry. That could be a thing. How are we doing for General Spondulix? We don't know. That's it would be nice to know, so I can make these decisions. Let's raid the safe for now. 11. Okay. The marauders haunt the reach like bats in an attic. A few meagre funds remain. Okay. Let's go. Do not swing that gun at me. Now, earlier we were able to see what this was, what a vessel was. We saw a tackety something. And this guy must have come from somewhere. Let's see. We can work out where he's from. Get out. Come in peace and all that. You are bigger than me. I'm not messing with the likes of you. Hello. A rumble of far-off refineries. Distant searchlights rake the sky. Rake the sky. Whoa. There's a scrap going on here as well. Glorious dreadnought. Don't hit me. Ooh. The tackety scout is defeated. Scrap and scuttle. Or seize the cargo. Oh, Castron, no, you duff nut. I've been here the whole time. Yeah, and then go back. I know. We're going to do that. We're going to find out what this is first, though. We have a bronzewood. Okay. Wow, whatever that thing has got, it's got HML Heart of Jade, Port Prosper. Finally, right. So right on the edge of the map. Okay. So that's quite some distance, isn't it, really? Let us dock. Let's get this poor lassie to her. The Mornington Abrathas span. You're approaching a newly discovered port. This has significantly reduced your terror. Your crew are always thankful to find another place of relative safety in the skies, however strange, or full of devils, or covered in mushrooms. I quite like mushrooms, actually. In garlic. In breadcrumbs. Nice. Now I'm hungry. Deliver the fastidious inspector. Crammed at the feet of a hulking crag, Port Prosper is a little London, divided into an affluent West End and an impecunious East. That's a nice word. Queen's Cross is a busy station Like what they did there. Crowded with engines that have arrived through the nearby transit relay from Albion. Transit relay. It's very interesting. Okay. I was going to say. Okay. I can recruit an incautious driver. I can recruit an incognito princess. Now, I saw a tweet the other day suggesting I can't remember who wrote this person. I can't remember who wrote this story. I want to say it was Kieran Gillen, but I can't remember. And if I've got that wrong, then I do apologise to whoever did write it. But I think, ooh, okay, that's tempting. First things first, let's get the fastidious inspector where she's going. She disembarks with her bag in hand and peers up at a clock tower that's being raised above the station. It is tangled with scaffolding and rings with the sound of hammers and the cries of workmen. Ensure you have 6 spaces in your hold. Yes, sir. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8. Small armament slot, plating slot, bridge slot, bat slot. I like we have a slot for a bat. That's just awesome. The inspector will depart. Fine. How do I work out where the cargo is? What? Okay. So we have an owl. Hang on, I thought we lost the owl. We have a bronzewood. We have supplies, and we have fuel. Thank you, Captain. Here is the balance of our agreement, and, as promised, a requisition order for fuel and supplies. She casts another glance at the incomplete clock tower. Given the apparent state of construction, I'd recommend you visit the worksite. There may be an opportunity there. And thank you for the pleasant conversation, Captain. The sky can be a lonely place. You enlivened it. I have included a small additional sum in your remuneration as a token of my gratitude. Gratitude? I'm not even sure where her accents come from this evening. 3 fuel, 3 supplies, 150 sovereigns. Nice. And 60 experience. Provisioning. Before you leave New Winchester, Port Prosper, it may be prudent to buy more supplies. Fine. So we have Queen's Cross Station. So we can explore. We can offer transport to settlers. It didn't go well the last time we asked someone to come with us. The parsimonious chairman. I'm not sure I trust this guy's moustache actually. It's dodgy. It's dodgy. Ask about the transit relay. That I am interested in. The Albion Transit Relay lies in a cul-de-sac close to the Port Prosper dock. There, locomotives can secure passage to the far-off territories of Albion, where London lies. A garrulous captain is delighted to have an excuse to talk. I'm happy to help, Captain, happy to help. They point down the docks. There you are. Keep going past the port. You can't miss it. If you've got good eyes, you won't even be able to see it from here. Passenger and free mind. You can travel first class if you have a ministry stamp permit, or you can bring a couple of barrels of hours to travel second class. The age-old question, first or second class? I think we should get rid of second class. Recruit the incognito princess. Perched atop a mountain of luggage is a radiant young woman. She's an officer dressed in what an actor would wear in a fantastical romance. A tiara rests on her brow. A steady stream of commoners come to pay homage. bowing and curtsying enthusiastically. Starlings circle in dense swarms above her, refugees from old London and a common sight, although not in such numbers. She ignores everything, and hands you papers so pristine that they can only be forged. 100 of your Earth sovereigns. Good grief. Affiliation Bohème. Who do we have as crew? We have no one as crew at the moment. Offer her a berth. First officer.